If they're not consistently coming back, then that means you need to be consistently trying to reach new people to then convert them into the offers that you do have. And that's pretty exhausting to always have to reach new people to grow your income. Like, yes, growing your audience is going to be a non-negotiable part of your business, but we also want to make sure that when we grow the audience, they are staying with us for as long as possible. They're coming back over and over again. Welcome back to Imperfect Action. This is episode 731. Today, I'm sharing a couple of things that you can implement in your business when you find yourself in that position of your income just not growing as quickly as you would like. And I've been here before in my business, that point where you are doing all of the things and yet that income's just not growing. You're just not making the sales that you want to be making. And I do want to say this is totally normal. Growing a business can take a while. And even at each new level, it's totally normal to have little plateaus. You might think like, oh, I've done this before. Why have I now plateaued? And what's worked for me before is no longer working. It's totally normal. And this is one of the hardest places to be because you are putting in so much effort and yet you're just not seeing that return. And I've seen this little plateau be the point where so many business owners start then questioning, do I need to go and get a job? Should I be doing this? Should I close it down? Should I pivot? Should something change? And I do want to say, business isn't supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And then nobody would be working jobs. The economy needs people to be working in jobs. We can't all just be out there running businesses. And it's not an easy thing. Even though what you might have seen on social media, what people will tell you, all of the overnight success stories you read about, they make it sound like it's really easy. It's not. Okay, so if you are at this place where you're finding it really difficult to grow your business and you're struggling to grow your income beyond what it is right now, I want you to know that this is a totally normal stage that will probably happen multiple times in your business, and that there are a couple of things you can start to do about it. So, number one, you can identify the cause of your slow income growth. Now, there's this lovely income equation that I come back to whenever I'm like, okay, this person's not making enough sales in their business. Which one of the parts of the income equation is it? And the income equation is the number of people who are seeing your offers multiplied by the conversion rate, so the percentage of those people who then convert, multiplied by their lifetime value, so how much they spend with you over their lifetime with your business or with your brand. That equals your income. And to grow your income, you need to increase at least one of these three things, otherwise it's not going to grow. And is it that you're not reaching enough people? Is it that you are not telling your existing audience about your offers? You're not getting your offers in front of enough of the right people? Is it that you're not converting these people? And if you're not converting them, is it that the messaging isn't aligned? Is it that you're talking to the wrong people? Is it that you are trying to sell them the wrong offer, right? Maybe they don't have the particular problem that you're trying to solve with your offer, or maybe nobody really wants the transformation that your offer is delivering. And this can be really tough to hear. I know, I've created offers in the past where they didn't solve the problem, or they didn't articulate how they solved the problem for the right person. And that led to them not converting. Or if you are converting them and you are growing your audience, then are they coming back to buy from you again and again? That's the lifetime value piece. And if they're not consistently coming back, then that means you need to be consistently trying to reach new people to then convert them into the offers that you do have. And that's pretty exhausting to always have to reach new people to grow your income. Yes, growing your audience is going to be a non-negotiable part of your business, but we also want to make sure that when we grow the audience, they are staying with us for as long as possible. They're coming back over and over again. We're helping them over and over again. The second thing that you can start to do is to get clear on the strategy behind what you are selling. This is a really common problem. I will see somebody, they'll say, my income isn't growing. And the reason why it's not growing is because they really only have maybe a one-on-one way that you can work with them and maybe one course. And both of those offers solve the exact same problem. So let's use, for example, a website designer. They might have a course on how to DIY your website, or you can work with them one-on-one and they'll build your website for you. And then the problem with that now is that once somebody has built their website, once they've designed their website, whether they engaged you to do it for them or whether they learned how to do it themselves, once that problem is solved, they no longer need you. And the only way then to keep growing your income is to keep finding more people who need a new website. The easier way to do it is thinking about what other problems might they have that you can solve for them. Maybe problems that they might have before they work with you. For example, maybe they need to learn how to choose their brand colors and fonts. Or problems that they have after they work with you, like maintaining and updating their website. There are going to be other problems you can help them with, and it's so much easier to help them over their lifetime over and over again than always trying to find new people who have this one specific problem that you solve for them once. I dive a lot deeper into this in my free training, 7 Secrets to Consistent Sales. You can watch that at stephtaylor.co/masterclass, or if you prefer, you can send me a DM on Instagram, send me the word masterclass, and I will send you the link to watch that training. Number 3, be strategic with your free content to ensure that you are attracting the right people into your audience and nurturing those people into buyers. The content that you share will determine who your business attracts. And if you are sharing loads of how-to content and free tips and tricks, this is probably not moving them closer to buying from you. It might also be attracting the wrong people. It might be attracting freebie seekers. And that kind of content is also unremarkable. Everyone else in your industry is sharing that kind of content. So you're not going to stand out because you're also sharing the same how-tos and the same tips and tricks. So instead, ask yourself, what remarkable content can you share to stand out, to attract the right people, and to nurture those people into buyers? I teach this inside Boost Your Brand Superfans. It's my 4-part, 4-week crash course to fill your audience with the right people without spending a cent on Facebook ads, without twerking on TikTok if you don't want to. You can find out more about that at stephtaylor.co/BYBS, or send me a DM on Instagram at stephtaylor.co, send me BYBS, just one word, and I'll send you the link for that page. You can find all the details there. Number 4, launch something for a cash injection. Now, this doesn't have to be something brand new. You can launch something that you've already got. You can launch an existing offer. If you have an existing offer that is sitting there and it's on your website and it's just not selling the way you want it to, could you launch that again? For example, Boost Your Brand Superfans. I created that last year and I launched it for the first time last year and then didn't have a chance to launch it again until just recently. And so many people in my audience didn't even know that it was available, didn't even know that it existed because I had only launched it that one time, even though it was sitting there on my website and they could find it if they were looking for it. So do you have an offer that you can launch again? If you don't have an existing offer that you can launch again, could you create a low-hanging fruit offer and launch that? Something that's really easy for you to create and that solves a really specific pain point your ideal client has right now. I teach the ins and outs of launching a low-hanging fruit offer inside Offer Less, Sell More, so I won't go too into depth here, but essentially what we want is something that's going to be quick and easy for you to create. We're not outlining a 12-month-long course. We're not, creating this big ebook or anything like that. It's something that you can launch, and if people buy it, then you can deliver it really easily. Or maybe alternatively, if you don't want to do a low-hanging fruit offer, maybe you've been sitting on an idea for a course or a program. You've been sitting on this idea for so long and you haven't had the time to outline it and create it and do all of that. Maybe you could launch that to your audience, and if people buy it, then you create it. You teach it week by week, live, rather than filming the entire thing before you know if anyone's going to pay for it. And then number 5, audit your time. Where is all of your time going? If you don't have enough hours in the day, it's really important that you know where every single one of these hours is going, because it's really easy for them to just slip away from us. And then we finish the day and it's like, I have no idea what I even did today. So where are you spending your time? Is it going towards income generating tasks? Or are you spending it on things that make you feel productive, but actually don't move the needle in your business? A really fun exercise is to go through and categorize all of the things on your to-do list into $10 tasks, $100 tasks, $1,000 tasks. And ask yourself, is this a $10 task? Something like checking your emails might be a $10 task. Doing a sales call might be a $1,000 task. Or building out your webinar that's going to sell your course, that's a $1,000 task because that's going to generate lots of money in your business. versus replying to an email that probably isn't going to make any kind of difference. And in the meantime, so those are 5 things that you can do to start to grow your income. But in the meantime, what I want you to know is you need to get really good at budgeting and minimizing those operating expenses. You need to know your cash flow. That is the most important part, is knowing how much cash do you have in the bank, what outgoings are going to go out, and what is going to come in the meantime. Because once you know your cash flow, then you can make appropriate decisions rather than blindly guessing like, oh, I think I can afford that, or I'm not sure. You need to know, like, can you or can't you? Do you have enough cash flow? Cut your lifestyle expenses is a big one. So your personal lifestyle expenses, even though they're not a business expense, they will probably lead to you having to pay yourself more from your business. So then you've got less cash in your business to reinvest and to grow your business faster. If you need to, consider getting a job. I did this early on in my first business. I went and got a part-time job, and it was great because it took a lot of pressure off. And I met awesome people. I met the mentor who became a good friend, who then taught me about podcasting. And that's how I have a podcast today. So even though it seems like this, it's a failure if you have to go and get a job, it's actually not. It can be a great way to take that stress off and keep the lights on in your business while you figure everything out. And then the last thing I want to say is stay focused on that vision. So know what you are still working towards, even when you feel like you are stuck in the middle of it and you don't know what that next step is. Keep focused on that vision, because that is what will keep you motivated, even when it gets a little bit more challenging. All right, that is it for today's episode. If you haven't yet left a quick rating or a review in Apple Podcasts, please do so. I read all of them. It means a lot to me to know that I'm not just talking into a microphone, into the abyss. So please take a little bit of time to do that. I read all of them. And that is it for today. So thank you so much for listening. Catch you next time.